Hello, welcome to Trotter Talks, a weekly podcast about mental health and motivation. I'm Jocelyn Trotter, and today we will be talking about living in the moment. We should enjoy life in the present. However, we often let the present pass us by worrying about the future or regretting the past. When we're at school, we worry about the test at the end of the week or regret getting a bad grade on a test. Or at work, we fantasize about a vacation or what we could be doing outside of work. All of these thoughts subconsciously creep into our daily routines. We often forget to appreciate the present. We can't let our thoughts control us. We need to live more in the moment. This is also known as mindfulness. Mindfulness is being present and fully engaged in the moment. Instead of missing what goes on in your life, you fully experience it. Mindfulness not only helps you enjoy your life more, it reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, can make you happier, more secure, and even more. The problem is how to be mindful. When you are not mindful, it is hard to realize that you are not. But it is completely possible. Here are some tips to start living in the moment. Tip number 1 to start living in the moment is to savor the present. Savoring the present can help you not worry about the future. When we are not mindful, we forget to enjoy the moments in our lives. For example, while we eat, we think, what do I have to do tomorrow? Or in the car, we think about how far we have to drive, instead of enjoying the experience. You can be savoring at almost any moment. Savor the feeling of your pillow, the view outside, the taste of your food, or the feeling of a shower. This will make life much happier and more enjoyable. This works because when we are savoring the moment, we are not worrying about the past or future because we are in the present. Worrying comes from thinking about the future. Therefore, if we stay in the present moment, worrying can't be there. The second tip is to breathe. Breathing can make you much more mindful. When you feel emotions building up, breathe. By focusing on your breathing, you are launching yourself into the present because breathing happens in the present. This makes you aware of your thoughts. Therefore, you can control how you react to certain situations. By doing this, you are not responding automatically, but carefully and thoughtfully. You will give yourself time to think about your emotions and how to respond, instead of immediately responding with fear, anger, or sadness. The third tip is to notice new things. Have you ever been reading a book or driving, and after a few minutes, you realize you don't even remember anything that happened? It has happened to me before. Life passes by without us having any recollection of it. It's as if our mind was in another place. As a matter of fact, that is kind of true. When that happens, our minds are not in the present. In order to stop this from happening, try to notice new things. For example, every page you turn on a book, notice new characters, details, or hints. Or, while driving, take in the new scenes on your commute. Things change around us all the time. When we realize that, we gain more excitement about the experiences we can have. The fourth tip is to accept what you can't change. Acceptance is key to not getting lost in the past or the future, or even our own emotions. Most of the time, when we regret the past or worry about the future, negative emotions come too. Negative emotions are normal, and sometimes they are even good for us. They help us express ourselves. However, we can dwell in these emotions. You may want to try to stop the problem or fight it, but the best thing to do is to accept it if you can't change it. Many times you can't change it. Like at the dentist, you can't get out of that important surgery. Or in traffic, you can't fly over the cars. I wish. But trying to avoid these situations usually just causes more pain. Emotions are normal, but the emotions about the emotions are bad for us. Ironically, when we are stressing, we start stressing about the fact that we are stressing. This causes useless pain. The key to stopping it is accepting it. Let the primary emotion be there without judgment or resistance. Think about it this way. If you are feeling sad, focusing on that sadness will just prolong it. Instead, accept those feelings. Say, I'm sad, and those feelings are normal, not bad. Accepting this doesn't mean you are hopeless. It means you accept that some things are beyond your control. It also doesn't mean you have to enjoy those emotions. You can still choose your future and what happens next. When you feel these negative emotions, don't dwell in them or try to change them. Pay attention to something else. And eventually, they will go away. Most of the time, negative events in life turn into past trouble that has no effect on you in the present within 20 minutes. The last tip is to flow. When you're in flow, you lose track of time. There are 2 ways to flow. The first way is to fully immerse yourself into the activity that you are doing at that moment. For example, a speech, sports game, or anything that might evoke anxiety. By fully immersing yourself, you are leaving no room for anxiety or self-consciousness, and your actions start to feel effortless. As a result, your performance improves. The second way to flow is to find an activity that is hard, but you are also able to do. This isn't supposed to make you anxious or bored. There needs to be clear steps and a finish line. For example, if you are reading, the steps are each page, and the finish line is however long you want to read. Or if you are playing a video game, the steps could be levels, and the finish line is the end of the game or part of the game. As you immerse yourself further and further into this activity, you will start to flow. Your anxiety will clear, and you will be in the moment. To wrap things up, remember to enjoy life in the present. One of my favorite quotes is, "Learn from the past, set vivid, detailed goals for the future, and live in the only moment of time over which you have any control, now," by Dennis Waitley. Make sure to savor the present, breathe, notice and enjoy new things, accept what you can't change, and flow. Thank you for listening to Trotter Talks. I'm Jocelyn Trotter, and we will talk again next week.